going to take a quick look now at the Apple TV 4. Whenever we're going to be doing any sort of side loading or anything to do with Xcode, we need to make sure that the Apple TV 4 is connected properly to your computer. So we'll take a quick look at the new Apple TV 4. Slightly bigger than the older Apple TV, and it uses a few different connections. If you're going to do any side loading, you need to make sure you've got the right cable. It's a Type C to Type A USB cable, which is this one. If you can see, it's rounded at one side. So this one's a new type of cable. It's not long been on the market. You can pick one up from Amazon for quite cheap. So you get yourself one of these cables and make sure you've got your power lead, and you just connect your cables into the back. So you've got your two cables in, your power and your USB, and you plug your other end into your Mac PC. So we've got the light on, we've got both cables connected, and that's how you connect it to your Mac. And now you'll be able to side load with the any apps you want to your Apple TV, and this is how it's all connected.
Hi, in this video I'm going to show you how to install a web browser on Apple TV 4th generation. So that's the latest generation Apple TV 4. In order to do this, we're going to need to visit entertainmentbox.com. So open up your internet browser and head over to entertainmentbox.com. So once we're here, just close this, and we'll go in the search bar. We're going to search for install web browser Apple TV 4. So this will bring up any post to do with installing web browsers, and you can see it's the top one. So if we click this, this will give us a full detailed instructions on how to install the web browser on our Apple TV 4. There's a few things we need to do. So the first thing we need to do is make sure we've got a Mac running at least 10.10.5, an Apple TV developer account, and Xcode 7. So we need to copy this URL first. This is the first thing we need to do. And we need to paste this into GitHub, into Xcode. So we'll minimize this page for now. We will need it later. So we'll just save it down there. And we'll go to Finder, and we'll look for Xcode. This is where it's located. So I'll start Xcode. I've started Xcode, so I can close these down. You can see Xcode's in the left hand corner. We need to go to source control and check out. So once you've done that, in the bottom line, in the bottom box, all you need to do is paste that URL we copied from Entertainment Box and click next. This will load the branches. We click master and then click next. And you can see, you can select where you want to download it. I'm going to download it to my desktop. So I'll just replace the one I've already got on my desktop. And this should open up Xcode. So in the top, we need to change Apple TV 1080p to Apple TV. And if we click play to try to build the application onto the Apple TV, we'll get some sign-in errors. So we just click cancel for now, and I'll show you where you change that so we can sign it. If we click the browser on the left hand side and we move over to where it says bundle identifier, we need to make this unique. So we keep the com.tv browser bit, and we'll just change the middle part. So we need to make this middle part unique. So I'm just going to stick a couple of numbers in. That should be unique enough. And then we'll click fix issues. This will sign the application. Will give us co-signing rights for this app. So now that's done, it's all okay. We're going to try and build it again, but we will also encounter more errors now. I'll show you how to resolve these other errors we're going to receive. So this is just compiling now, so it shouldn't be much longer. And you can see build failed. So in order to resolve these 8 errors, so you can see what 8 major errors, we need to minimize Xcode and head back over to entertainmentbox.com. Scroll down to step 9, and you can see here we need to find these lines. I'll show you where we find them, so don't worry. And we need to copy these lines. These are what we're going to be replacing the lines above with. So if we copy these to our clipboard, I'll show you exactly where we're going to paste these. So we'll minimize this. We need to go to Xcode from our application menu. So if we locate Finder and then go to Applications, you can see Xcode. What we need to do, we need to change the permissions for Xcode. Xcode is set so you can't change a lot of things. In order to do this, we need to change the permissions for the read and write. So you need to right click on it and then you can go to get info. From here, you can see at the bottom it's got read and write. All my ones have read and write because I've changed the permissions already. If yours doesn't say read and write, you can change it by hitting a padlock, putting in your password for your Apple Mac, and then you should have permission to change them from no access or read and write to read and write. So once you've changed them to read and write, lock it back up again. That saves it, and we can close this down. Now you do have to do this for every single file we're going to click on. So I don't need to do this for every single file because I've done it already. So we're just going to show package contents, and we need to do the same here in package contents. So get info and make sure that they're all on read and write, and we'll do the same for every single package we click on. So we'll go into contents. Like I said, I don't need to do it, so I'm not going to keep going over and over and over again, making sure that they're all read and write. I'm just going to go straight in. So we'll go to developer, and then we'll head down to platforms, and then TV OS platforms, and then developer, and then SDKs, and then TV OS SDKs, and then user, then include, and this is the file what we're looking for. We're looking for availability.h, which is just here. So this is the file that we need to edit. I hope everyone's been making sure all permissions have been read and write. So I'll just show you again down here. They should all say this. All the files we've clicked on should be saying this. Otherwise you're not going to be able to edit this file. So now they're all read and write. I'll open the file and I'll scroll down to the bottom. So when we get to the bottom, you can see in green, used for making for the iOS watch. We want this one here, TV iOS. So this is used for making TV iOS APIs, and we highlight these 2 lines here, and we'll paste them is exactly where them lines were. We'll just paste our ones we copied from Entertainment Box, and then we'll click Control, Command and S to save it. And then now that's saved, we'll close it down, and then we'll just open up Xcode one more time. And then this time, if we click build, the Apple TV will have the browser installed, as it won't have any more errors. We've changed the permissions, we've changed the lines, and everything's set. So you can see build succeeded. So what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to show you what this looks like on the Apple TV 4. So bear with me.
Now if we come over to the Apple TV 4, you can see you've got a Safari browser. It gives you quick instructions on how to use it. We can go to dismiss, and you can see you've got a Google web browser. It's not as good as a normal internet browser, but it's better than having no internet browser at all. You could type in the name of the URL if you want, and just go from there. So we'll just do a Google search for open, just to show you what it looks like. And you can see you've got Open University. Right, you can scroll down by disabling the cursor and using the up and down on the remote. So you have to click it twice to enable it again to be able to click something on screen. So this is how the internet browser works for the Apple TV 4.